Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Shaukat Mir from Hamdard University, Delhi. Today we are going to talk about the module with the title Introduction to Herbal Medicines. This is the part of paper Novel Drug Delivery System Part 2. Discuss what are our learning objectives. Our first learning objective will be that a student, after going through this module, should understand the significance of herbs in human sustenance and livelihood. The next objective of this module is to understand the use of herbs as drugs in the past as well as in the present. So under this, we will discuss what is the role of those herbal medicines in treating diseases and in maintaining health. And the third objective for this module is how the drugs from the plants can be the drugs of the future. That is, we will be discussing that how these herbal medicines will contribute towards treating the diseases that are going to be the challenges in future. So let's now start with the definition or the introduction of herbal medicines. Students, as you understand that herbal medicines, they are known by several names those days. So you might have heard already about the terms like botanicals, phytomedicine, the terms like phytopharmaceuticals, herbal remedies, and much more. So let me tell you, these are all some way or the other related to herbal medicines. So several persons or several people, they describe herbal medicines differently. But a precise definition of herbal medicines can be that these herbal medicines, these are the substances or drugs that include crude drugs, preparations from the plants, or finished products that contain plants or the combination of plants as the main active ingredient. So this is the main thing, that these herbal medicines contain plant material in the form of crude drugs or in the form of isolated compounds as their main active ingredient. You also understand that a variety of substances are available by the name herbal medicines, means they are available in different forms. You might have seen that they are present in crude drugs in the form of powders, in the form of extracts, or in the form of finished products like tablets or in syrups. So a variety of these medicines are available now. These preparations are available for the treatment of diseases in various traditional systems of medicine as well as in modern system of medicine. Now let's discuss types of herbal medicine. As has been mentioned earlier, that the plants and their parts can be used in herbal medicines as such. So the plant parts like leaves, flowers, fruits, seeds, stem, etc., which are the parts of the plants, may be used as the medicines. Next category of type of herbal medicine is the products derived from plants. What does I mean by that? Is the plant juices, latices, exudates, gums, fixed oils, waxes, fats, and dried extracts derived from plant or plants. They can be used as herbal medicine. The last type, but not the least, are the type of plants are the type of plant products which are produced after certain physical procedures, like the procedures like extraction, distillation, fractionation, sublimation, fermentation, roasting, or size reduction. We have also understood that the herbal medicine may include isolates as well as pure compounds. Pure compounds are being followed nowadays. Let me remind you that in addition to these parts or the plants as such or the isolated compounds, the formulations or the herbal medicines may include excipients in order to improve the overall pharmaceutical elegance. This table shows several uses traditionally associated to herbal medicines. So this is not an exhaustive list. Few of them have been listed. So as we can see in this list, majority of these uses, they pertain to GI tract. So the entries like appetizers, laxatives, digestive stimulants, secretagogue, etc., they are related to the use of herbal medicines with respect to GIT. There are also other traditional uses associated to herbal medicines, like they are used to treat sepsis, infections, diarrhea, asthma. They are also used in diseases, non-communicable diseases like epilepsy, analgesia, cardiovascular diseases, or inflammation. So drugs have been used throughout for a variety of uses in human history for well-being as well as maintenance of health. Okay students, now let me make you understand the historical development of herbal medicine. With respect to this subtopic, we understand that when we survey different systems of medicine or the practice of using plant products by humans, we found or we follow a particular trend. That trend has actually four stages. So number first stage is that humans initially use these herbal substances in the form which is unmodified. What does that mean, unmodified form? This means when the substances or these plant products or plants, they are used without any processing. So this is the initial form of herbal medicine, where plants, combination of plants or the parts of these are used, are consumed by humans as such for their livelihood, for prevention of disease, and even for treatment. So this makes the first phase of herbal medicine use. Then we move forward and we come to the second phase, where we want to improve the potency of these drugs. So what does this mean? That you want to consume less of those substances and get treated quite quickly. So in that concept comes the role of concentrated residues. So the plants, they are changed to extracts or fractions. So this process of making those extracts and fractions makes them more potent. So they are also easy to be used by patients. So they can be differently flavored They can be differently, they can have different tastes. So this is a little advanced than the first stage. Then comes the third stage, when the isolated pure compounds from herbal medicines, they are used. So in the third stage, students, we use pure compounds or combination of compounds from plants for the treatment of drugs. So I give you some examples, like earlier we used opium latex, poppy latex as opium for analgesic activity. But later, as we came to know about morphine being its main component, so it was found that morphine should be used, which still remains the gold standard for any analgesics that are known till now. The fourth phase is the phase which is much more advanced, which has the role of chemistry, synthetic chemistry. So chemist's role come there. So let me explain it by giving another example related to opium or morphine. So we understand that morphine is an analgesic. So keeping this structural part in mind, several semi-synthetic derivatives and entities have been designed by the chemists. So they are the synthetic analogues of natural prototypes. So thereby, these substances have their origin directly or indirectly from herbal medicines. Continuing with the current status of herbal medicines, let me tell you that these herbal medicines make the most popular as well as the oldest method of treatment of illness and maintenance of health. Thus, it is rightly known as people's medicine. There are certain attributes which are unique to these herbal medicines. Number one, these are easily accessible. Number two, these are generally safe. And number three, they have a very easy method of preparation. Usually they are household remedies. As per an WHO estimate, 75 to 80% of the world population, particularly in developing countries, still depend on herbal medicines for their primary health care needs. Even in developed nations like European countries and USA, it is mentioned that about 75% people have tried herbal medicines in one form or the other in their lifetime. According to another estimate, about 40% of the medicines available in pharmacies and drugstores in European and US pharmacies constitute about 40% of medicine derived from natural origin. It has been found that herbal medicines make 25% of the overall medicines in the form of pure compounds that are derived from plants. According to Farnsworth, a survey was done in 1994. According to his survey, a total of 120 substances were identified that are currently used globally in one or more than one countries are actually derived directly or indirectly from plants. Plant-derived drugs remain the basis of many medications, especially for treating cancers, diabetes, depression, pain, asthma, and other lifestyle-related diseases. Extensive phytochemical and pharmacological research on herbal medicines are being currently followed throughout the world to identify and isolate active compounds from these plants. There are also attempts to research and to provide scientific data to substantiate the claims of efficacy and safety. So there have been evidences or events that have made the research in herbal medicines all the more important, like the discovery of Taxol, artemisinin, camptothecin, topotecan, etc. This table gives an outline of various plant-based drugs or chemicals as used in modern system of medicine. As mentioned earlier, this list has been compiled in a survey done by Farnsworth. So let me make you understand few of the terms made in these tables. We have andrographolide. It is obtained from Andrographis paniculata, and its use in bacillary dysentery is identified, is recognized in various pharmacopoeia of the world. In the same way, the first entry like acetyl digoxin obtained from Digitalis lanata is a cardiotonic drug. We have allantoin obtained from different plants, which is used as vulnerary. There are entries like betulinic acid, which is obtained from Betula alba, which is a very useful anti-cancer drug. The substances like caffeine obtained from Camellia sinensis is a CNS stimulant, while as the colchicine obtained from Colchicum autumnale, it is used for the management of pain and inflammation in gout. Recently, it has also been associated with anti-tumor therapy. We continue with those plant-based drugs and chemicals used in conventional system of medicines. Let us see this entry of glycyrrhizin obtained from Glycyrrhiza glabra. It is a sweetener, well-known sweetener, and it has also several uses in other diseases. The entry like gossypol obtained from Gossypium species is used as a male contraceptive. Let me also give you an idea about this irinotecan obtained from Camptotheca acuminata, a very useful anti-tumor, anti-cancer drug. There is an entry in the table by the name Calin. It is obtained from Ami visnaga. It is a bronchodilator itself. This substance has given rise to several other bronchodilators more effective than Calin, which are semi-synthetic derivatives of Calin. So thereby, natural products as such or their semi-synthetic derivatives have been used for the same activity or sometimes altogether a different activity. The last term in this table is morphine. We have discussed it. It is obtained from Papaver somniferum, and it still remains a gold standard for analgesic substances. It has been used as a prototype for several other analgesic substances with lesser side effects. This part of the table shows entries which are more anti-cancer, anti-tumor in effect. So this makes it more important. So the first entry, podophylotoxin, obtained from Podophyllum peltatum, is a very important agent in cancer therapy today. We also have a very important anti-malarial drug, quinine, obtained from species of Cinchona, which is used as anti-malarial as well as antipyretic. We have salicin, obtained from Salix alba and is an analgesic. We have other anti-cancer drugs like last three entries: tinoposide from Podophyllum peltatum, vincristine and vinblastine from Catharanthus roseus, which have anti-tumor, anti-leukemic effects. So, not to forget to talk about Taxol, which is obtained from Taxus brevifolia, which has started this anti-cancer therapy. It is still in use as such or as derivatives. Let us now discuss what is the regulatory aspect or the regulatory status of herbal medicines in Indian context as well as globally. So let me inform you that in United States, the herbal medicines are not considered as drugs. Rather, they are considered as supplements, dietary supplements. They are regulated by Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act. This United States Act recognizes herbs only as dietary supplements. It prevents manufacturers to claim any specific disease prevention or cure by these herbal supplements. This means that in United States, these herbal medicines, they only make dietary supplements, rather drugs. While as we move to Australia, the Therapeutic Goods Administration, known as TGA, it regulates herbal medicine in Australia. It provides guidelines for good manufacturing practices for manufacturers of herbal medicines and for quality assurance of ingredients of herbal products. If we talk about Germany, they are much more advanced with respect to the use of herbal medicines. The medicinal herbs are used, and as per the official monographs, as many as 300 monographs have been published by Germans, and many more are in the process of publication. While in France, about 200 herbs have been listed as acceptable ingredients of phytomedicines. Our neighbor China also practices traditional system of medicine known as traditional Chinese medicine. It is prevalent in China and adjoining countries. About 5,000 traditional remedies are used. The Pharmacopoeia of People's Republic of China, 2010, it lists over 2,000 plants or monographs as the part of the quality control procedure. So it provides guidelines for herbs and herbal products that are more than 2,000 in number that are to be used in China. After discussing the regulatory status of herbal medicines globally, let me also give you an idea about the status of herbal medicine in Indian context. In India, we have Ministry of Ayush. Ayush stands for Ayurveda, Unani, Yoga, Siddha and Homeopathy. So this is an umbrella organization under which all these traditional Indian systems of medicines are regulated. So the policy decisions related to their regulation as well as manufacture are taken care by the Ministry of Ayush. It also formulates guidelines for manufacturers. These systems mainly involve herbs, herbal products, little bit of animal and mineral products, along with metallic compositions. So, as per an estimate, following is the number of botanical names or plant drugs involved in each system of medicine. So, this has been taken from National Medicinal Plants Board information that lists about 2,500 botanical terms, botanical names of plants that are involved in Ayurveda. In the same way, it shows more than 2,200 plants being used in Siddha system of medicine. Then follows Unani, which has more than 1,000 plants identified as plant products obtained from different origin that are used in this system of medicine. The homeopathy system of medicine uses more than 450 plants or plant products. This system uses plants or their products in hydroalcoholic, liquid, or in solid form. So there are also other plants which are used in other folk medicines, in folk systems. So it has been estimated that over 6,400 plants are used in other folk medicines in Indian context. So this is about the status of plants, medicinal plants in different systems of medicine. Let me also give you data about the current Indian pharmacopoeia. So earlier it was found that the number of entries and monographs in Indian pharmacopoeia, 5th and 6th edition, it was very less. But it has recently shown an increasing trend. The current Indian Pharmacopoeia 2014, which is in its 7th edition, has 123 monographs on herbs and herbal products. So an addendum is also on its way, and another 13 herbs and herbal product monographs are being added to this Indian Pharmacopoeia 2014 edition as an addendum. So what we see that even in Indian context, the number of plants is continuously increasing. The monographs for which the plants for which the monographs are available, they are also increasing, not only in the traditional system of medicine, but also in Indian Pharmacopoeia. Stop. Let's now discuss future prospects of herbal medicine. So, herbal medicines have been used by human race all through the world in the past as well as currently followed. But what is going to be their future role? Let me start by saying that the use of herbal medicines has been encouraged even by the WHO. Recently, WHO has recommended the use of herbal drugs, especially for developing countries, for meeting the demands unmet by the modern system of medicine. So they have advocated the use of herbal drugs, plant-based drugs, traditional drugs in primary health care in particular context of developing countries. So a well-coordinated effort is needed to make herbal drugs the drugs of future. The efforts by botanists, chemists, biologists, physicians, and ethnobotanists are the need of the hour. So there will be a systematic search for the substances which are still unknown. So there is also a need for understanding the concepts of traditional systems of medicine. So that calls for a separate concept which can be called as phytopharmacology for better understanding the effects of herbal drugs and their evaluation. Next, we have to understand the value of agronomy or better culturing methods for production of medicinal plants, as well as we need to use cell and tissue culture techniques. Nowadays, there are talks of genetic engineering for improving the medicinal crops of the future. The herbal medicines should also be subjected to exhaustive scientific trials, both clinically as well as in animal models, in order to gather evidence related to their efficacy and safety. And the last, as we are talking, we are threatened by several lifestyle diseases. The diseases related to lifestyles that we follow include diabetes, obesity, cancers, various cardiovascular disease, even drug resistances and toxicities. So these constant health challenges that we face today call for a search for drugs from plants. So this makes the herbal drugs all the more vital. Students, let's now see what we have learned from this module. We have tried to emphasize the role of herbal medicines in human livelihood, in human sustenance, in prevention of disease, and in maintaining health. So we can safely conclude that herbal medicines hold good future. They have been good throughout the past, and they are also good. They have a good future prospect. They may emerge as a good supplement to the allopathic system of medicine. They may even replace allopathic system of medicine in certain cases. I have given you examples of some of anti-cancer drugs. The 7 out of 12 anti-cancer drugs that are available now, they have actually come from plants directly or indirectly. To name a few, Taxol, Camptothecin, Topotecan, Vincristine, Vinblastine alkaloids. They are now very important elements of anti-cancer chemotherapy. So let me conclude my topic by stating that the synthetic or the combinatorial chemistry, it often runs out of options. They have certain limitations, while as the nature, the herbal drugs, they often throw surprises. They often come up with the solutions for the diseases, for the unmet demands of allopathic system medicine. So these are the drugs of the future. Thank you.